Okay, so 17, 18, 19, 20. 17 is they're asking for the vertex, the minimum, the maximum, and the domain and range, but this time in set notation instead of interval notation. So yes, you have to know the difference. You have to be able to state the difference. Alright, so your vertex, well, that's kind of nice. It's right there at 3, 4. Okay, your minimum, well, this one, because it's got a highest point, this is a max. That's a maximum. So it's right there. You have a maximum at y equals 4. Remember, grab the y value. That's the highest point on the graph. Okay? Your domain is still all real numbers, and in set notation, remember that's the curly Q. X, introduce your X, say X, subset of all real numbers. That's how we state all real numbers. Now your range, however, is everything below this. Alright? So when we do set notation, we think, oh, start at your vertex and think, oh, I'm below that, so I am less than that. Alright? So we still introduce y, because we're dealing with range. Y is less than or equal to my maximum of 4. Okay? Again, the reason for that is because for set notation, we're using inequalities. And when you're using inequalities, I got to think of my boundary. This is my boundary right here, and everything else is below that. So I think my y is less than or equal to 4. Alright, for this quadratic, they want to know the vertex. Well, the vertex, again, right there. -5, -3. -5, -3. This one, well, that's the lowest. The vertex is the lowest point, so that's a minimum. Therefore, the minimum is at y equals -3. It's the lowest point on the graph. Again, your set notation for your domain is all real numbers, so that's x. That's a wonderful curly brace. Let's try that again. X is a set of all real numbers, or x belongs to all real numbers. Okay? And your range, again, we'll start with y. Y. Now, again, just like the other one, you got to start with your extrema. Start with where it is, where your border is. Everything is above this, so we're going to use the greater than sign. Everything is greater than that point at -3. So y is greater than or equal to -3. Cool? That's what's going on. Let's go to the next one. Alright, last two questions on the page. 19 and 20. Now, these ones don't have absolute maximums and minimums. They have local maximums and minimums. So, this one has a local maximum about right here somewhere. Okay? So again, we'll go into our calculator and plug this equation in and go to second calculate, and we'll do the maximum. Pick a left and a right bound, so I'll pick, I don't know, -6, -2 as my left and right bounds. But anything on either side, alright? Anything on either side. And you'll find your local maximum. It'll spit out the numbers -4.08, comma 0.90. Okay. For your local minimum, same idea. Go into your calculator, plug this sucker in. It's somewhere around here. So I don't know, -1, +1 are good bounds, or -3, +2, whatever. Those are good bounds. But the local minimum will spit out the number 0, comma -0.18. That's your local minimum. Okay. Now your domain is still all real numbers. So curly brace x bar x subset all real numbers. You should be able to spit that out pretty easily by now. Your range. Now for this one, you got to think of the range. It doesn't have an absolute maximum or minimum. It's just got these local ones right there. It goes down forever and it goes up forever. So your range is also all real numbers. So looks like just like the one above, except we have y's. Okay? Same thing with number 20. Find the local min, local max. So plug in your calculator, go to second trace, we'll do a minimum, and then we'll come back and do the maximum. That's max. So the minimum's right there. Pick a left and a right bound, so like -8, +2. Those are great. Your local minimum is at -3.22, -3.22, comma -3.64, and your local maximum is right there at, again, go back in, pick max, pick a left bound and a right bound. So in this case, let's pick something like, how about this? How about you pick 0 and then anything over here, like 10, that works. 6, that works. But 0, 6, let's do that. Oh, come on, 0, 6. You get the maximum at +3.22. Same thing, 9.64. And while I did this, I realized that for some reason, I put my maximum where it says minimum, and I put my minimum where it says maximum. I swapped these two, right? Because this point was that one. And that's a maximum. So I'm just going to scratch these out. Right. Max, min. Shh, don't tell anybody. Okay, it'll be our little secret. Whatever. And again, your domain is still all real numbers. It's been all real numbers for all of these. Every last one of these. So x bar x, x is a set of, or x belongs to all real numbers. Your range, okay, you got to think, does this have any place where it stops? No, it goes down forever, and it goes up forever, with everything in between. So, it is also all real numbers. So curly brace, y, big bar, y, is a set of all real numbers. Close curly brace. Okay? And that's that.